All right, and that's when I realized that everybody who's been watching the stream could hear everything that was going on here the whole time. Hope you learned some good new obscenities. No, everyone was professional and getting ready for the night. And one of the great things about an event like this is that while the room is already getting packed, there's still more people outside playing games. So welcome, everybody, to the GGDA April 9th meeting and 2024 Best in Georgia Award Showcase. Yay! There's a great crowd here. I've seen that there's a number of you already watching on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. Please go ahead and let us know which of these teams you think does the best in the chat. Well, let us know in the chat which of these teams you think does the best. None of them should be in chat because they're all here doing awesome things, showing off their games. In addition, if you have questions for the teams, also post them in chat. We'll be monitoring the chat through the night. We'll relay your questions, though folks, of course, in the room get first dibs on questions, just like they got first dibs on all the pizza that's now gone. So you should have been here for that as well. All right, we do have a few announcements tonight, so we'll do those first, and then we'll get on with the presentations of the games. First of all, we have a new chapter in the Georgia Game Developers Association. For those who don't know, of course, this is the Georgia Game Developers Association. We represent everyone who makes video games in Georgia, even all of you weirdos out there with red noses tonight. Yes, it is a lot of comedy stuff going on here. But we now have a game developer services chapter. That's for folks who do artwork, coding, provide all sorts of assets, maybe help with networking for games. Cheers for GaloreNet out there tonight. So if you are interested in this part of the GGDA, email us at info@ggda.org. Put game dev services in the subject, and we'll connect you to Wes Harris. He was supposed to be here tonight, but is under the weather. That is our Game Development Services chapter president, Wes Harris. So shoot emails and we will connect you to him. Our next event is going to be our May 14th MomoCon sneak preview and party. So we put together with the Indie Cluster, the Indie area at MomoCon every year. That's a 50,000 person, used to be an anime convention. Now it's everything cool and hip, plus that anime stuff. And we'll have a big area for indie game devs. The winner of the Best in Georgia contest gets the space there. Thank you, MomoCon, one of our sponsors for this. So look forward to that. And at the preview will be the Dorville Digital Studio. The evening of May 14th, we'll have a number of the companies who will be showing off their games. We'll be doing a quick demo of what they're doing. You get a chance to see them first. And most importantly, give them feedback as to what they can do better. Give them feedback on their pitch, on their game, etc. So it's the best chance you'll have to give input to these indie devs. So that will be May 14th at the Dorville Digital Studio. We've done a lot of events there in the past. The invitation is up on our website already. April 27th, we have up on our website the Creator Summit. This is by Skillshot Media and Ghost Gaming, a great pair of organizations here in Georgia. And this is focused on influencers and like. I had an interesting comment on, we had an interview with Tiger Lily recently and put up on our YouTube channel. We had an interesting comment from someone saying, what does this have to do with game development? And frankly, as someone who's making games, the number one way to get your word out about your game is influencers. It's streamers. And I love when people watch the streams of my game, Emperor the Fading Suns Enhanced. Wishlist it now on Steam. I'm going to have all of you promote your games. I should be doing the same. But this will be a whole day of creators from all over the world coming in to discuss it. So come on out. We've got discount codes for GGDA members up on ggda.org website. Great opportunity for you to meet influencers who can stream your games, show off, or if you want to become an influencer, learn from them. Speaking of game developers within the GGDA, we have a number, Emperor the Fading Suns Enhanced included, wishlist now on Steam, which will be part of the Steam Next Fest. So Steam Next Fest are great events, great opportunities to get more eyes on your titles. So this next one is June 10th to 17th. We'll be part of it. The number of other devs here. We'll all be promoting our work together, collaborating on getting it out there. And in fact, we'll be having an event June 11th to promote it. That would be our normal GGDA meeting night. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in one of the creators of D&D Beyond to talk specifically about how they made all of the technology to make D&D work online. And then we'll also be presenting these the Next Fest games. So make sure you tune in for that. More information about that coming soon. Some long-term stuff. We have, how many people attended Siege at DreamHack last year in December? Excellent. All right. we'll get more of you out this year because right now we're partnering with them again in October. First weekend in October this time around. Same idea as before. Look for an indie game area. We're hoping we'll have our BIG teams in there again. And it'll be a great opportunity to showcase your games for those couple of you who were at demoing your game Siege at DreamHack. What kind of an experience was it? Is Gavin in here? How'd it go? Oh, yeah, Sean, you were doing it. You didn't even know your game was demoing. Yeah. We're doing it again. I guess Gavin's still showing his game out here. That's good commitment. But one of the other people who showed a game at Siege was one of our past Best in Georgia winners. Give it up for Sam and the Light Break team. If you haven't tried out Lightbreak, you really want to, it's lightbreak.com. What's the website? Lightbreak on Steam. Go to Steam, wishlist Lightbreak if you haven't already. I think most of us have, but if you haven't, please do so because it will be coming out relatively soon. So get ready to have a lot of fun with that Best in Georgia winner, which also did a very nice, successful crowdfunding campaign. I really do want to thank our sponsors of the Best in Georgia competition. That includes the Business Law Partners, Stites and Harbison, Vicarious PR, Indie Game Biz, Indie Cluster, MomoCon, and this year for the first time, Wacom! Woohoo! Yes, the winner of this will get a $700 Wacom One Pen display. Yes, with the display and everything. So you will have to decide amongst yourself who is actually going to get this before I let you walk out of this with it, so it doesn't become a part of a tug of war. But the rest of the prizes will help with that, because Stites and Harbison will help you with your incorporation, with your partnership agreement, so you know who these things are supposed to go to. Business Law Partners will help you with your trademarks, your IP. Vicarious PR will help you get these pretty pictures out into the world. And Indie Game Business has done great work advising people on how to make the most of their indie games. So a lot of great sponsors involved. Thank you all very much. And finally, I want to thank our mentors, without whom this would not be possible. And as much as I love this prize and would like to keep it, we found through the year that the best prize has been that mentor time, hours and hours of mentorship time from seasoned industry pros to help folks learn what they're doing. The Game Jam is a great opportunity. It's 3 days of nonstop dev. And that's only the start of it, because you find out the real work happens after you've been awake for 48 hours straight, because the next month or whatever's involved, you learn what real dedication to a game project is. So I would like to thank Jenny Reynolds, Valencia Coleman, Dove Jacobson, Tim Ryan, Sean Shepard, and Jeff Yu. Without you, this would not have happened, and because of you, it becomes the excellent event that it is. All right, now we are going to go to our teams. We have one team that is in Savannah. You can check out their game here, but their presenter is going to be online. So I'm going to take a minute to set up the presentation here. And so Inflamed, Savannah SCAD-Savannah team. We're starting with you. So give me 1 minute and we'll be starting the presentation. Go for it.
Okay, hey, there's something that I heard about recently that I want to share with everybody. I think everybody who develops games might want to know about this. There is a company called Andreessen Horowitz, otherwise known as A16Z. They are having a startup accelerator for video game developers. And if you put together a pitch deck and get your stuff together and you have a nice vision and you believe that you could use some funding and you'd like to compete for a spot to be in that accelerator, go check it out. It's called Speedrun. It's from A16Z, and it's up to $750,000 in funding. So it's their accelerator is going to be in Los Angeles this year. So you still got 39 days left and some hours to submit to be part of it. So cool.
And we do expect to have more funding and publisher opportunities coming up in the not too distant future. All right, let's go ahead and get the screen on. Let's go ahead and get this transitioned over. Let's go ahead and make it look good. And Savannah, you now have the room. Show us what you've done.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kano. I am the representative for Team Sticky Finger Games. We're the Savannah SCAD team behind Inflamed. And I'm excited to show you guys what we have been cooking. So let me go ahead and show you our trailer. All right. Let me go ahead and show you guys all the new features that we've done. So with Inflame 2.0, the first things that you will see are our new logo, our new menu, and you will hear our new music. One of the things we mentioned during the last presentation was our need for a composer, and we were lucky enough to find not only a composer, but an awesome guitarist, who together made our amazing soundtrack. Our new menu also now has a single player and co-op feature. You can now jump into games with 2, 3, and 4 players, with plans.
Hey, Kano, hold on for a minute. I can do
multiplayer.
a tech check for the live stream crowd. For some reason it lost audio. Sorry, everyone. All right, Kano, go ahead. Whoops. Now we lost
Can you hear
all
me?
audio. We can hear you. All right, go ahead and do the... All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
All right. Okay, so what I was saying before was our new logo, our new audio, and our new menu. We found both a composer and an amazing guitarist who together made the wonderful soundtrack for the game. And now we have local co-op with plans for online multiplayer in the future. But at present, you can hop into a game and play some levels with up to 3 different friends. 1 to 4 people total. For our demo, I'm going to show you our new level select screen. This was one of the things we mentioned during the first stream, was the intention of leaning into more of a campaign, a narrative, of these inflatables rising up and swaying public opinion as they storm the nation. And yeah, we can now see different protest locations. The first one being the dealership. We have 2 new levels that have received total facelifts, and each location now has its own objectives and in-game story displayed with these floating newspaper clippings, protest signs, and other such bits of in-game, in-world lore, with the intention of us in the future expanding to have more levels, drive the story forward. I'm going to go ahead and drop us into our dealership level to show you. From the loading screen, you might have noticed a different face from our main inflatable. We actually have 4 different characters to choose from now. This is so that when you're playing in a co-op context, you can actually play with your friends and have your own role in the game. Currently, there's only minor differences between the characters, with plans for expanding their different roles in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and start as our default character to show you guys the new mechanics. The first thing you might notice is this new camera angle. Last time we streamed, it was a third-person over-the-shoulder type game. Now it's got this top-down camera angle. I think this served our co-op features pretty well. It got very disorienting when playing in the original mode, and now we have this different layout. Another thing that is new is we can actually control the direction of our Wacky Inflatables flailing. Before, it was just momentum-based, and while that was fun, it feels a little bit more satisfying to be able to control your character using the right stick, which was a big push to get controller support in our game as well. You may have noticed that when I completed that objective, the music actually kicked up a notch. This is one of the awesome parts of our new music, is that as you complete an objective in the level, it will slowly kick up in intensity. There's 3 different levels matching the 3 different objectives. You'll also notice that these arrows have been pointing me to different objectives, like the one that led me to light this jerry can on fire. This is one of the big features of each level, having their own objectives to lead the player around and have them do symbolic things to help garner more public support, like burning down a tire storage. You may also have noticed that I hit a button while I was back there. That was to lower the showroom car. This lets you finish the level, which I'm going to do before I run out of time. No! But I still won. My character dived right as he ran out of battery and managed to smash the final car. So that would be our 3 objectives in the dealership level. We have one more new level to show off, which is our Guppy's gas station. This one has its own objectives and own in-universe lore, which I'll demo now, and it's also got its own soundtrack. I'm going to go show off one of our most unique characters, this blue inflatable here. It's a little bit slower, but hits much harder. This is part of adding that variety and making sure that each player playing feels like they have their own unique role on the team. And it's also always satisfying to smash things with one hit with this giant inflatable. In the future, there are plans for making it so that players can unlock these new inflatables as they go through the game. I think it would be a good addition to the campaign and a good story to have it so that these different inflatables are impressed by each protest and join the cause, and slowly take the nation by storm and eventually earn equal pay for these unpaid inflatables. And yes, that's more or less the set of new features. We also have these arrows that help direct you towards objectives so that players don't get too lost. We'd love to, in the future, flesh out the levels to have more objectives, more things to do, and maybe different approaches to each level to help add some variety and make it so that players can come back and replay levels if they feel inclined. And yes.
All right, that's Inflamed. If you have a question for Inflamed, please come up here to this microphone and ask it. First one from James Cole in the chat. Why did you choose the engine you used?
We chose Unreal because we go to school at SCAD and Savannah College of Art and Design. The Savannah campus teaches Unreal primarily, so most of us have experience using Unreal. But it also lent itself to the art style that we were pushing, and the different plugins and support made it easy to implement multiplayer and all the different controls that we wanted.
All right, also from YouTube, any thoughts on this as a mobile game?
I I think that it would actually lend itself very well. The 2-stick controls that I use for the controller here, I think would translate pretty well to being a mobile game. There's definitely some optimization that we would need to go through, but I definitely could see Inflamed being the perfect game to play while you're stuck in some heavy traffic. Get to smash some cars and release some of that anger.
I recommend it while shopping for a new car. Also, in regards to the controls, you really obviously see this as a controller game. What are your recommendations? What are your thoughts on improving the mouse and keyboard capabilities for it?
We actually do have mouse and keyboard support. I can swap over to that now. It's actually pretty unique. You get to like flail the mouse around in circles to get the player to move in the ways you want. So it's a little bit more unwieldy, but it kind of actually communicates that wacky inflatable Tube Man feel. You're really moving your arm around like the Tube Man would be. Yeah. So we haven't abandoned mouse and keyboard support. It just feels pretty good to use the controller.
All right. Any other questions from the room? All right. Last question from me. What's your timeline now for continuing work on the game?
I think in the next few months, I'd like to flesh out the different levels, expand some of the story beats, and work on the different characters. We'd really like to try and finish those 2 other levels that we had locked in the protest selection screen, that being a manufacturer, and then eventually Congress or some sort of state house, to really push the protest narrative. That's the backbone of this story. And then we'd ultimately like to get this onto different platforms. We actually have submitted this to Xbox to try and get it with their XID, and we'd love to get it on Steam so that people can come out and wishlist it when the full version is done.
All right, and everybody, remember to do those wish lists. Wish list any game from a developer you like, whether you're going to buy it or not. Wish lists are free. Do it, do it, do it. Especially Lightbreak. Oh, and Emperor of the Fading Sun's enhanced too. All right, that was Inflamed from SCAD-Savannah. Thank you, Keno. And you can try it out there. We'll hopefully have it up there later. All right, we're going to have the team from Honk U come set up. I'm going to transition out while we get them set up. So, Honk U, come on up.